Howdy, folks. It's Ross Weaver. I'm back to do a little just channel and life update. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video. That's why I'm making this, because I don't have anything else ready to upload at the moment, and it's getting close to the end of the year. And I know I said I'd have that You Don't Know Jack video out months ago, and it's still not done. So I'm going to just do this little update video to let y'all know what the deal is and what to expect in the near future and into the not so near future with my channel and stuff like that. And the first part of this video, I'm just going to kind of talk about my life update for a little while. So if you don't really care about that, I'll have a timestamp in the description. You can go check it out and skip to the part where I start talking about the plans for the actual stuff on this channel, the content, the videos about the games that you know and love. I'll be making more of. But first, so the reason why I haven't made a video in a while, there's really a few reasons, but the big one is just work was crazy for the end quarter of the year, basically. The past several months, I work in highway construction. First of all, I'm a media specialist, mostly a photographer for my family's highway construction company. Just a little background. I got into highway construction because I have a film degree, but I graduated film in 2008. Not a great time to try to find a job in the film industry. Well, actually, it was December '08, so 2009. I interned a little bit in 2009, but the job hunt was just like basically like, oh, do you want to go work for a TV station? And I was like, no, I wanted to work in the film industry. So, anyways, without getting into all that stuff, over the course of events, it just came to be where I started working for my family's company, Weaver Bailey, who they do highway construction, have since the 60s. And they you know that my dad runs the company. He's the president today. They've tried to get me to basically follow in line with him, but I was like never really of a mind to do that as a youngin', and went to college for film and got my film degree. And so I know I picked up I actually went to film school to learn writing and do writing stuff. I wanted to write for movies and TV, and when you're in film school, you pick up a camera and you get assigned in groups, and now your group's got to make a little short film, and somebody's got to be the camera person. And I was the tallest in a lot of cases, and as it turned out, I'm pretty good with the camera. I'd never done it before, and that's kind of what I do now for a living. I've done it for years, and that's why I'm making these videos as I do. I don't do these for any monetization or any kind of monetary gain. In case you didn't know, my channel's not monetized. I do all this stuff for free because I have a job that pays me and gives me just enough free time to do this. But I say just enough because, well, in the highway construction industry, a lot of our free time is based off of, especially in the winter seasons, when we get bad weather. When it's a really rainy day, or it's super wet or snowy or anything like that, if it's too cold even, there's a lot of work we just can't do in highway construction. We do mostly concrete, we don't really do the asphalt stuff. We don't do bridges. We just do earthwork, mostly in concrete and kind of those related deals. And so normally October, November, December, you get quite a few days off because there's, inclement weather and so on and so forth. We didn't get much this year, basically. It's been kind of a dry end of the year. It's rained a little more lately, but like only a few times. And since that's what's been going on, we've been working all the time. My main deal is I go out and I take pictures of our work updates and the actual physical. Here's what it looks like after this week. And when we're not getting any days off, I have to do that a lot. It's been really busy. So I've been just swamped keeping up with that stuff, and that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. There's more stuff with work that goes on, but it's just been keeping me real busy. So I haven't had enough time to spend on what I like to do here in my free time. That's just how it goes sometimes. Sorry, I wish I had more free time. Maybe I will here in the near future, but for now, that's kind of how it's been. And back in November last month, one of my dogs died, and it was Gilly was her name. I've had her, or did have her, for about 12 years, and it was great, but it was about a 2 week ending whole ordeal. It was rough, and I needed some time, during that and after, to just not work on stuff and just kind of get my mind right and get back into normal routine of going back to work and doing that kind of stuff. So that's what's basically taken most of my time over the past about 4 months. That's kind of been what the deal was. Also, my birthday was back in October, and I didn't feel like working a whole lot in October on extra projects either. The other thing is also I'm using a laptop for work to do all of my editing and stuff because if you didn't know, a few years back my PC just died. It was an old PC, and I'd probably I'm sure something was wrong with it, and I just didn't catch it or something like that. But it had killed like a couple of monitors, and I'd been through a couple of graphics cards and so on and so forth. There was probably something wrong with it, but I kind of joked that there was a demon in it. Anyways, since then I've been working on a work laptop, and I tend to just not get on that laptop unless it's for work stuff. I've noticed I just tend to not get on there to do my my fun editing kind of video stuff as often. Editing's not quite as fun to me as it used to be, I think, maybe. But that's on me. That's not necessarily anything to do with the computer swapping or anything like that. But I think it's all kind of coming together to, like I said, I'm not super motivated to do my work right now on this kind of stuff, and if I'm not super motivated to do it, I'm probably just not gonna do it because I want this stuff to come from the heart. These kinds of videos don't work if you're just just doing it just to do it and you don't really care, right? I gotta have that extra oomph in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it for these videos to really work. I think that's why that first definitive MGSV video was so successful. Anyways, moving on. That's enough of my life updates. I'm in a more kind of stable point in the end of this month. It's December. What is it? 22nd? No, 21st today, and I'll probably be able to get back to hammering out these videos pretty soon. And with that said, let's get into talking about my channel plans for the future. Like any classic ADHD sufferer, which I am, when I get to a point where I'm not really enjoying the work I'm doing and I get a little spacey on my focus on a project, instead of finishing the project I'm on, I'll just go start another project. So I guess this is the good news. The You Don't Know Jack videos, yeah, it's almost done. I'm in the editing stage. It's basically like I've got all of the footage acquired I think I need. I've been editing it. It's a few minutes in. It's going to be like 30 minutes long. I've completed the video for about 3 minutes of it, I think, or 4. So it's like 10 or 15% done as far as the timeline goes. It'll be a pretty quick probably for me to finish it out. I just, like I said, I need to get my head in the right place. In the meantime, I've been working on an Alan Wake 2 project. I've got a really good idea as to what I want to do for that video. Just to give you an idea, if you've played Control and seen all of the little videos that Dr. Darling leaves for Jesse, for the player, to pick up during the story, they're a lot like this. He's just a guy in front of a camera talking, and he's got his lab coat on, and it's Matthew Peretta, and he's way more charming and good looking than I am. But and they've got great props and great sets there. I'm going to do something basically that looks kind of like that, but I'm not going to be like Dr. Darling. I'm going to be like some FBC researcher who's out in some field office that's just been stuck out there while the FBC is on lockdown, the oldest house is on lockdown, and I'll be filing sort of like a debriefing, post-game breakdown report of the Alan Wake 2 incident and what all went on there. And I'm going to do it in a way that isn't trying to just straight up pin down. It's not going to be like a straight up theory video where I'm like, well, this is really what happened. I do have those ideas of what really happened, but I'm going to try and give y'all the same stuff in this video that helped me get to those ideas without getting to those ideas in the video, if that makes sense. I'll just give you the evidence and the stuff I think you need to focus on, to kind of get the hidden stuff in this game. I'm basically going to point out the not so obvious, let's say, secrets that are in plain sight all throughout Alan Wake 2. Mostly, seeing that Alan Wake is a writer, and this whole thing is, a self-made kind of writer's deal, I'm going to be breaking down writing. I'm going to be breaking down writing on a sort of scientific way, and kind of like you might see it done more in a kind of a boring class that doesn't really care about themes and stuff. Is more just like, well, X looks like X, X here looks like X thing over here, whatever. But do in a way, hopefully, that you wouldn't notice these at first, and kind of point out the similarities and use. Hopefully, I can find some good reference material and stuff like that. And be like, well, this was done before, and this blah blah blah. And anyways, that's going to be my Alan Wake 2 video. I'm working on it. I've got notes. I've been going through it. I kind of quit playing games a lot on my PS5 in the past several months, too. That's another thing that's been going on. I've been wanting to just kind of not play games as much. I've played a whole lot of games in my life, and sometimes I feel like I need to take time off from playing proper, hands-on games. When I had my PC, I was playing games on it every day. I'd get home from work and get on it and just be listening to music and playing games. And it kind of, I didn't realize it, but it kind of became more than just a thing I did for fun. And when I got rid of the PC and got onto the laptop, I kind of realized that. But then I got a PS5, but at the same time, and kind of got hooked on playing games on that. And then earlier this year, I kind of realized, oh, hey, I'm just doing the same thing again. So that's why I've kind of unplugged from playing games for a little bit and been focused more on, just enjoying other stuff. I've been watching a lot of TV and a lot of movies. I've been watching a lot of Poirot. Anyways, that's not what this section's about. I'm trying to make this work, though. One thing I did watch while I was on all of this, taking a break from games time, was I went and rewatched all of Twin Peaks. I rewatched The Return, and then went and rewatched seasons 1 and 2, and then rewatched skimmed through certain parts of The Return again after that. And this was the first time I had rewatched Twin Peaks since I had done all of my MGSV lectures and done all of my comparison of all the story stuff there. And gosh darn it, wouldn't you know it, if Hideo Kojima isn't the biggest Twin Peaks fanboy, he basically stole David Lynch's, I think, narrative method for constructing Twin Peaks, and he used it for Metal Gear Solid V. A lot of the same, let's say, scams or cons that I was trying to kind of explain in the Phantom Pain about how the story's kind of lying to you comes up, and it's stuff that's been there in Twin Peaks since 1990 and really 91, and it's all there, and it's in Firewalk with Me, but it's especially in season 2. In season 2 of Twin Peaks, y'all, there's those episodes after episode 8, basically, really after episode 9 even. It starts at episode 10. It goes to like episode 17 or something like that. There's like 8 episodes there. They're just kind of weird. People don't get why the things that are happening in those episodes are happening. And, the whole thing I did in the Phantom Pain lectures was I was like, well, I'm going to explain why these things are happening this way. I'm going to do that for Twin Peaks. It's probably not going to be the exact same as the MGSV lectures where I'm just sitting there talking in front of the camera. It's going to need a lot of editing. I'm going to show y'all a lot of stuff from the show. That's going to be a big project. That one's probably going to consume like some chunk in the middle of 2025, or maybe considering how the Alan Wake 2 video might not take as much time as I'm thinking. It could, though. The Twin Peaks video might be like end of 2025, depending on how much free time I have, because it's going to be a big one. I may have to be working on that one kind of in the background for a while. So you can look forward to that, but not anytime soon. But know that I'm working on it. I've got a whole idea. Like, I haven't even done the notes yet for it, but I've already purchased a notebook explicitly for this project. I got my whiteboard already. Because after doing Alan Wake and then, like I said, the Metal Gear stuff, and even like the similarities I'm finding in like Cyberpunk 2077 and some other stories, then just going back to Twin Peaks and then seeing it all there, and knowing the return kind of predates all of this, it's just it's all too tied together for me to not talk about it. So I feel compelled to do a whole thing. I want to also put an disclaimer out there first. It's not going to be like the Twin Perfect video. It's not going to be like an hours long deal. I mean, it is going to be hours long, but it'll be broken up. I'm going to take it like episode by episode, topic by topic, and it'll build on itself. It'll be like a lecture series, but it'll probably take a little more of the stylistics I'm going to try to develop in this Alan Wake 2 video with the Twin Peaks stuff, and make it less boring and less like, oh, I'm just going to give you the ideas and the theories and do all the work for you. More like I'm going to give you like with the Alan Wake 2 stuff, I'm going to try and give you the tools that you need to put together the ideas that you come up with. It's kind of like, trying to describe a shadow, it's kind of difficult. It's easier to just give somebody the same object and a light source and put it in the same spot. There, you've got the shadow, rather than just trying to describe a shadow. Anyways. So, and then other than that, in the meantime, maybe I should say, I'm still going to be doing these little videos kind of like this, more where I just talk about Death Stranding 2 stuff, probably. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that after I'm done talking about this, but I'm also probably going to make some videos about Metal Gear Solid Delta when it comes out. I'm definitely going to have to play through it and see what all is up with that, because I made a whole predictions video about Delta like a year ago, or maybe over a year ago. I think so far some of those predictions have come true or been confirmed that they'll be in the final game, which is kind of crazy. But or actually, I think it wasn't predictions, it was a wish list. Yeah, it was a wish list. So maybe they listened to my wish list and they're putting some of the stuff in the game. If there's something like the survival mode thing that I predicted, I'm gonna go that. I may have to like nuke my channel at that point. I don't know if I want to be that popular. Anyways, and it's okay. Death Stranding 2. I know there was another, let's call it a series of vignette trailers, whatever, released about Death Stranding 2 since I made that last video predicting all of the story stuff. And yeah, I'm just going to have to probably talk more in depth about it in a whole nother video. But I was right. Elle's character is not Luis. That is Rainey. That's a different character. Or I'm sorry, no, that's Tomorrow. Rainey's, that's Shioli's character. I'm getting the two of them confused already. I think the two of them have some kind of a link. Like I said, I'll have to do a whole nother video about this, but I've been thinking about it. I feel like what was released in all those vignettes was good stuff to talk about, but I don't know if there's enough quite yet. It's so new, I feel like I kind of need... Let's wait for one more trailer that's got story material in it. Closer to... I know we're probably pretty close to Death Stranding 2's release. He said they're still building the game. It's not gone gold yet. It's not a totally complete package. But they are finishing up some of the Japanese voice lines, which are considered, I think, foreign language subtitles, and the way they're making it, because I think they made it English first because of Norman and the actors themselves being English speakers. They can probably mocap them and get all of that straightened out first and then make all the other languages. I think that's how they're doing it. So Death Stranding 2 stuff is just, like I said, it's probably gonna need its own video. I'll talk more about it, but in the meantime, maybe go back to those videos I made back when I made them. The stuff that had released in this latest thing wasn't there, so maybe you can see what I was talking about already. I think a lot of the stuff I'm talking about lines up. It seems like it makes sense. But again, I'm gonna have to wait for another trailer or another something to come out before I go further into that stuff. And with that all said, I think that's all that there is to say about updates for my stuff lately. I know that was kind of a little bit of a rambly video there. And there's not much to actually, sink your teeth into here, and I apologize. And again, I'm sorry. I've just been busy. Um, but here pretty soon, I'll probably get over there on the computer and finish up the You Don't Know Jack video and release that. I doubt it'll be released before the new year because of where Christmas and New Year's are falling this year. We're not getting a lot of time off. I'm having to go to work the Monday of Christmas week and be back to work on Thursday. So, and then the same thing the next week for New Year's. And so yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm not getting the time off I thought I would to work on all this stuff, but I'll find some time. I'm sure here some weekend here coming up. Maybe not this weekend, but I'll finish this video up, the You Don't Know Jack video, and then get onto the Alan Wake 2 stuff. I need to also finish replaying through Alan Wake 2's newest DLC, The Lake House. I haven't even played through it yet. I got to get onto that. Yeah, I know I'm kind of slacking. It's kind of crazy, but again, I'm taking time off from games for a little bit. So, and then yeah, I'll probably do more of these updates next year a little more often, just as time's going on in between, since these are going to be bigger projects. I know I said back when I did when I did the Metal Gear Solid V Explained lecture series, that I'd probably do another one on another Metal Gear game, and I still will, but it's just gonna have to wait. I may do one on Metal Gear Solid 3 after Delta releases, is what I'm thinking. It might be a really good place to start, narratively speaking, because you can kind of take what's in 3 and build on it to get what's in all of the other games. And he made it that way, after the fact. But anyways, that'll probably be something that might happen after the Twin Peaks Explained stuff. I say it's not gonna be Twin Peaks Explained. In my head, the title's tentatively Twin Peaks Explained, but the point is to not explain it, so we don't talk about Judy. Anyways, with that said, hope I've said enough here. Y'all have happy holidays, and I'll see y'all in 2025.